So I want to talk about something today that I know is going to hit home for a lot of people, and that's giving feedback. And I'm not talking about HR feedback. I'm not talking about performance evaluations. I'm talking about oh my gosh, this has been on my mind for 3 weeks feedback that I just haven't given because I don't know how. Most leaders aren't bad at giving feedback because they don't care. They're bad at it because they've never been taught how to do it. And that's a problem because silence is not neutral and it actually does a lot of damage. So I want to ask you something. When was the last time that you asked somebody to change something and you were really specific about how they could implement that for the next day? Not great job, not we need to talk, not a Slack message, but actually telling somebody, here's what I saw, here's how you can change it, and here's what I want to see next time, and make it really clear and specific for them. If you're sitting here thinking, I don't know the last time, it's okay. You're not alone in that. And that's why we're making this video today. There are 4 things I want to go through. The first is name the behavior, not the person. So there's a big difference in saying to somebody, you're disorganized versus, hey, there was this project and the deliverables were due on Tuesday and they weren't submitted at that time. That is a big difference. In one, you're attacking the person, and the other, you're naming the behavior and letting them speak. They might have a good reason that those deliverables weren't done in the first place. So by you just giving them the benefit of the doubt and naming the behavior in a neutral way, you're already building more trust and credibility for yourself. The second thing is to say why it matters. So the deliverables weren't met. What did that mean for the client? That meant for the client that they couldn't do something that they needed to do. And so now they're frustrated, and that's going to hurt the credibility of the relationship with the client and your organization. So naming why it matters actually gives a lot more credence to what you're saying, and the feedback becomes heavier in that sense because the person knows exactly why what they did or didn't do is necessary to change. The third thing is ask, do not tell what the person should do. You can say, what do you think you should do differently next time? Something like that. Typically, if you are already not being accusatory and also being specific about what the reason is about why that specific thing is needing to change, then that person is smart enough and they can come up with their own answer. So by giving them a chance to speak for themselves and come up with something that they want to do, you're automatically going to get more trust from them and also more buy-in that they're going to actually do that thing. So just ask. People are smart. They come up with really creative ideas, and they'll probably come up with an idea that's better than the one that you would have come up with. And they're going to stick to it because it was their idea. People like to do their ideas. They don't like to be told what to do. And the fourth thing is follow up. If the person actually did something differently, then tell them that you noticed. Recognize them for their efforts in changing. Change is hard no matter how you slice it. And so people are constantly looking for recognition when they do good things. So if you are, especially in a supervisory role to that person, if you can give them a little nudge and say, hey, I noticed that you actually took that feedback and are doing things differently, that's going to go a really long way. People act like giving feedback is needing the right words, the right framework, the right way of saying it exactly so the person will hear it correctly. And the thing is that people make interpretations all the time based on what you're saying to them. So you might say it in the perfect way and the person takes it terribly, or you might say it in a terrible way and the person is like, cool, I'll change this. So it really depends on your relationship with that person. The worst thing that you can do, though, is to not give the feedback. You're kind of dismissing the person when you're noticing something that can change. You're noticing how they can get better and ultimately how the company could get better. And so it's your duty really to tell them when you notice that something could improve. So if you're one of those people, though, that has a hard time giving feedback and you don't really know what to say, how to say it, you need practice, whatever the case is, I'm here for you. Coaching can really help with that. And so if you want to check out my website and see what I do and kind of what my framework is, I encourage you to go to carlykimnetti.com for that. And I'd be happy to. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. I've been in this place many times, and I have quite a few tips and tricks and ways that can help so that you don't damage your relationship with that employee. So my challenge for you this week is to find one person that you've been waiting to give feedback to and just give them the feedback using these 4 steps. Name the behavior, describe the impact, ask, don't tell, and then follow up. That'll be your best bet in making sure that you don't forget these steps and that you get the practice that you need in order to become better at giving feedback. And if you want to go deeper on this, I wrote a full guide on my blog, and there's also a quick quiz that you can take to see what kind of a feedback giver you are. And that might help you in 2 minutes just see where you need to improve in giving feedback to your employees. So again, I'm Carly Caminiti. I'm an executive coach, and I'm happy to help you with this or any other executive coaching needs you might have. Have a great day.